Introduction. Make no mistake, Facebook Messenger has revolutionized how marketers can access and grow their audience on Facebook and websites that use many of Facebook's extensions. Please understand that Facebook is not just one platform. It is actually a set of related properties. It also shares key parts of its functionality with third-party websites. By doing so, Facebook extends its reach throughout the rest of the internet. In fact, the Facebook ad network is second to Google's ad network in terms of reach and size. If you want to drive a lot of free traffic to your website, you need to have a coherent Facebook strategy. Now that Facebook has launched Messenger and allowed it to operate with bots, this has presented a tremendous opportunity for online marketers as far as traffic generation and sales recruitment go. In this training, I'm going to teach you how Facebook Messenger works, how you can create bots that will work with Facebook Messenger so you can grow your audience, and most importantly, drive qualified traffic to your website. An FB Messenger bot is a piece of software that uses artificial intelligence to simulate conversations with potential and existing customers. Using FB Messenger bot enables any business to possibly engage some of the 1.3 billion FB Messenger monthly users. By 2018, FB had 300,000 active Messenger bots. This is several times larger than the previous number, and the number of bots is expected to multiply further. What are you doing to take advantage of this great opportunity to automate your engagement with your audience? A more in-depth look at Facebook Messenger bots. Don't let the word bot throw you off. I can understand why people have all sorts of misgivings regarding this word. After all, when we hear of this word, we instantly think of unpleasant things. We think about spyware being sent by zombie computers all over the world and people's computers being hijacked by malicious software. We also think about hackers installing bot software on sensitive computers to perpetuate crimes or denial of service attacks. Also, when we think about bots, we think about malicious and seemingly autonomous pieces of code that create all sorts of havoc. Finally, people looking for a date online are very familiar with bots, and they don't have a very favorable view of them. Dating apps like Tinder and Grindr are often susceptible to fake dating profiles. When people try to connect with seemingly attractive users, they get led on a wild goose chase thanks to some sort of automated script. After they've wasted quite a bit of time talking to these accounts, they realize that they're actually talking to a bot. The bot simply just reacts to whatever keywords they type in with some pre-canned script or dialogue. The key is to get the other person to continue talking until they've softened up to want to click a link. That link can go to an online strip show or a paid dating service. In other words, dating bots are just simply fancy schemes in spamming people. As you can well imagine, given all these descriptions, a lot of online consumers don't exactly have a very favorable view of automated communication software, aka bots. But the good news is that bots aren't all bad. Facebook Messenger bots are proof of this. Facebook Messenger bots take advantage of the Facebook Messenger platform automation features. Facebook made quite a stir when it announced that it has redesigned its Messenger service. You can install it separately, or you can install it as part of your Facebook app on your mobile device or computer. Whatever your installation is, Facebook Messenger is designed in such a way that it can be automated. By using scripts, you can program your Facebook Messenger app to send predetermined text to people contacting it. It's like calling customer service number and being asked to press different buttons depending on the nature of your inquiry. But instead of voice prompts, you do this with keyword or phrase prompts. For example, if you run an online shoe store and people are interested in Nike Air shoes with certain attributes, they can type in the brand name and the model or any other identifying information, and then you can set up Facebook Messenger bot to give your prospective customer key information like availability, price, and variations that may be in stock. Facebook Messenger bot common features. There are many different types of Facebook Messenger bots currently in existence, but regardless of their seeming differences, they do have common features. Purely inbound. Messenger bots will only send you a message if you message them first. If somebody goes to your Facebook page and clicks on the Messenger icon because they're interested in your online catalog or your service description, they can click the Messenger button and leave a message. In other words, they initiate the relationship. You don't use your bot to message people who have no prior relationship with you. It's all inbound, not outbound. Trigger specific. Since Facebook Messenger bots are inbound, they filter inquiries based on certain key phrases. In many cases, Facebook page operators would give a short menu of trigger words to potential customers engaging with their Facebook Messenger bot. For example, to use the online shoe store scenario, I can put on my Facebook page, "Contact us today," type "availability," or type of shoe, type brand to get more information. Basically, I'm giving a cheat sheet to prospective buyers on how to use my Facebook Messenger bot. When they type in that information, they'd get information back. If they type the wrong information and it doesn't prompt the right feedback, I can put a generic catch-all message that notifies them that I read all engagements, and once regular business hours resume, I will get in touch with them through Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is rule-driven. Another great thing about Facebook Messenger bots is that you can automate them based on rules. So, depending on how the customer responds to the information you send them, which in and of itself is a response to their initial inquiry, you can create a decision tree that sends different messages depending on the prompt. This is not much different from calling a call center in India or the Philippines. When you call a call center, you are routed by an initial screening system, and depending on your question or inquiry, you are sent to other specialists. This is especially true if you're looking to resolve credit card issues, billing statements, or financial transactions. There is some sort of decision tree involved, and you can use a similar approach with your Facebook Messenger bot. Facebook Messenger bot limitations. As awesome as the common features of most Facebook Messenger bots may be, bots do have quite a number of limitations. If you're excited about using this Facebook messaging technology to expand your business, you might end up overextending yourself, or you might assume an overly optimistic assumption about current bot technology. It's a good idea to be as realistic as possible because, as amazing as chatbots are, they do have serious limitations. They cannot read minds. Please understand that chatbot technology is still a work in progress. We haven't reached the point yet where you can post an ambiguous word and automatically expect the bot to know what you're talking about. You basically have to train your customers to use certain keywords and phrases to either start the conversation properly so as to trigger the right information, or step them through the decision tree process so they are feeding the bot the right bits and pieces of information so as to trigger the right response. This can be quite clunky and awkward depending on how long the decision tree is and how many alternative pieces of information are possible with each branch of the logic tree. They can require fancy coding. If you want a really professional Facebook Messenger bot, you need somebody who can code it using Facebook's commands in a robust way. While you don't necessarily have to have coding skills to come up with a fairly straightforward bot, if you want it to be deep, nuanced, robust, and scalable, you would need professional help. This might set you back quite a bit of money because people who know their way around the Facebook Messenger bot automation aren't exactly cheap. They have to comply with Facebook's terms of service. Facebook is under a tremendous amount of legal pressure currently. We all know the regulatory heat it is facing in terms of user data and user privacy. But above and beyond these fairly familiar issues, Facebook's automation process is a very touchy area. This is why Facebook is clear. You can use Facebook Messenger purely as an inbound system. You cannot turn it into some sort of spam machine that basically messages people who haven't even been to your page. There has to be some sort of pre-existing engagement or point of contact between your business's presence on Facebook and your prospect. Maybe they visited your page. Maybe they are part of a group that you control. Maybe they left a comment on your page. There has to be some sort of initial trigger that was purely initiated by your customer. You cannot initiate it yourself because Facebook will view that as spam. Another related limitation Facebook imposes as part of its terms of service involves timing. When a person interacts with your brand on Facebook, you have 24 hours to send that person the initial message and then a follow-up message. That's all you're allowed. Anything you do past this point would be a violation. The only way to get around this, of course, is if your prospect contacts you again through Messenger and then you have another opportunity to send an automated message and then follow up. Keep this rule in mind. They have to make the first move and then you get the right to reply. And then, after 24 hours, you get to send another reply, but that's it. At this point, they have to keep contacting you for you to keep sending them messages. This might seem pretty straightforward, but if you're looking for a more robust or aggressive way of engaging with your customers, this term of service limitation is quite a hefty one. How to qualify Facebook Messenger traffic. Here are the do's and don'ts of qualifying traffic so that people who are engaging with your Facebook Messenger chatbot are the right people. Let me clue you in on a powerful marketing secret on Facebook. Volume is worthless. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people because a lot of marketers view big traffic numbers with filtration in mind. They're thinking that as long as they can convert 1 in 100, this means that they can pump millions of people through a sales funnel and their income will explode. You can't have that volume mindset with Facebook Messenger chatbot because you run the risk of seriously and irreparably damaging your reputation. Don't do it. Resist that temptation. Here's what you need to do. Target only niche-specific pages. The name of the game in marketing brands on Facebook is to find niche-related pages. Since the people that go to those pages are already interested in the same niche you're in, the more active you are in those pages' comment section, the more visible your brand becomes. As long as you're not spamming those pages, your comments make for great branding opportunities. Your comments, which are linked to your Facebook page profile, can actually pull traffic from those pages. This is a great way of qualifying traffic because you're only advertising on pages that are specifically related to your niche. This means only people who are actually interested in your niche would see your link to your Facebook page and end up on your page. Target only niche-specific groups. Another way to pull traffic from Facebook is to hang out at groups that discuss issues and brands related to your niche. Now, group marketing is a little tricky because you can't advertise your Facebook page. When you post in a group, it has to be your personal account. Accordingly, you have to walk on eggshells and be very diplomatic. The best way to pull traffic from niche-specific groups is to actually share your Facebook page posts. This is why niche specificity is crucial. If people in the group get the impression that you're simply just trying to spam and your page really has nothing to do with the needs of the people in the group, you will get blocked. And before you know it, your page might even get banned and deleted. Still, when you target only niche-specific groups, you're basically engaging with people who have self-segregated themselves based on their interests. Use your page to call visitors to action. Once somebody finds their way to your Facebook page, you have a tremendous opportunity. Don't blow it. Maybe they found you through an ad. Maybe they found you through a post you shared in a group. Or maybe they found you through a comment on another page. Regardless of how they find you, call them to action. Now, here's the secret. You have to call them to action based on their needs. You can't just say, click on this button to get a hold of me. Well, any random bum can get a hold of you, and that might not be the right customer for you. You have to use emotional triggers targeted to the needs of your prospect. For example, if I sell agricultural support services on my Facebook page, a good call to action may be a pinned post saying, we offer a wide range of solutions for small organic farmers. If you're looking for higher yields or you're looking for local community sales resources, click here to chat with us. We have the right resources for you. See what I did there? I specifically addressed their needs. These are people who are looking for places to sell. These are people looking for tips to improve their organic farm's output. I'm not being broad, I'm not being vague, and I'm not assuming that they know how to read my mind. I'm not doing any of that. Instead, I was very specific as to what they have problems with. This requires a high level of knowledge regarding your typical customer's profile. What are their problems? What are they struggling with? What frustrates them about their business? And your call to action must speak to those so as to pump as much qualified traffic to your Facebook Messenger chatbot as possible. Pump as much traffic to pages that have your chatbot link. If you have web pages up, pump as much relevant traffic to those pages. Usually, your content will filter people and then at the end, get people to click on your Facebook Messenger link. The chatbot will take care of the rest. In a later video, I will tell you the many different forms this takes. But what's important is that you use your website to draw eyeballs to your chatbot link. Boost your brand's visibility and make it easy for prospects to see your chatbot link. The more you engage with people on social media and on many different messaging platforms, the more people can see your competence, credibility, and authority. In other words, they get an opportunity to see your brand in action. Remember, when you are actually sharing useful information with people, your brand improves. You stand out from the crowd. You're not just another person blasting out generic information that everybody already knows. Instead, you're getting straight to the heart of their concerns and resolving problems at the individual level. This means you must always have a way of pulling people to some kind of page that has your chatbot link. This is very important. Because if you don't have some sort of payload or call to action in your overall messaging strategy online, you're not that visible. People might think you're a genius. They might agree that you're an expert. But there's really no way your brand could benefit from it because you're not pulling them to your Facebook page. You're not telling them to check out your website. You're not doing any of that. You're not even drawing attention to your profile. Whatever you do, draw attention to yourself in such a way that somehow, some way, an interested person will end up on a page with your chatbot link. That's the payload. That's the whole purpose of you getting out there, looking at all these conversations, and sharing your 2 cents. How to create your own Facebook Messenger bot. Facebook has opened its Messenger architecture to developers. They basically laid out the different commands and different structures that Messenger bot developers could use to interact with Facebook's core messaging technology. Usually, this is done through an API system. If any of this sounds arcane to you, don't feel too bad. It sounds like Greek to most people. This is geek talk. This is highly technical stuff. At this stage, you really have 3 options when it comes to creating your own Facebook Messenger bot. Option number 1, hire someone to do it for you. When you hire somebody to build you a Facebook Messenger chatbot, you're hiring somebody who is very familiar with Facebook's developer notes, developer specifications, and protocols for its Facebook Messenger application. This is a person who has spent time figuring things out or who has probably come up with several chatbots in the past. The person definitely has the experience to do it quickly and efficiently. This is a great option to take if you have fancy features for your Facebook Messenger chatbot. For example, if you are looking to automate Messenger interaction after somebody clicks on an ad, you probably would need JSON integration. In other words, when you click on an ad and Messenger opens up, JSON would pull up some of your user data and then use it to populate key parts of the chat interaction. It's as if Facebook Messenger chatbot got into your prospect's head. It's really amazing stuff. After seeing some JSON implementations, the only thing I can think about was, how did they do that? It's as if Facebook Chat is reading your prospect's mind. As quick, powerful, and creative as custom Facebook Messenger chatbot development may be, it is also very expensive. Usually, the fancier the chatbot and the more robust its features, the more dollars you should expect to pay. Well, if you're on a tight budget, or you run a small business with a modest budget, don't give up. You still have 2 other options. Option number 2, try to do it yourself using Facebook's default response system. You don't have to be a programming genius to make Facebook Messenger's chatbot system work for you. Facebook does allow an automated response system for its Facebook pages. You have to turn on the feature, and then you have to get permission from Facebook. This is not automatic. The good news is, though, is that this is already built in, and you would just plug in the scripts yourself. This cuts down on cost. This also gives you a tremendous opportunity to learn the ins and outs of Facebook's default response messenger system. You're basically turning it into your own response bot. The downside should be obvious. This option doesn't really unlock the full range of capabilities that Facebook Messenger automation brings to the table. It just gives you the very basic. In fact, it can be quite clunky, especially if you don't really know what you're doing and you just put in basic questions and answers. A lot of the questions may not be on point. Another disadvantage is that it can take quite a while. Everybody has different learning curves, and if you're trying to come up with something that looks professional, it can take quite a while. Finally, if you drop the ball or the interactions are not as professional as your prospects would expect, your brand may suffer. This is always a possibility. And it may well turn out that the problems it may cause might outweigh whatever benefits and savings you get. Option number 3, use the ManyChat platform. I'm using the ManyChat Facebook Messenger bot automation system as my main example. There are other companies out there offering their own platforms that simplify the Facebook Messenger chatbot creation system. The reason why I'm focusing on ManyChat is that it is the most well-known and the most experienced. They've been around the block for quite a while. They have come up with a very robust and scalable solution. The great thing about this platform is that it is very easy to use. You don't have to be some sort of coding or programming genius. You don't have to know Facebook like the back of your hand. It has a scalable learning curve. Also, its chatbot creation system is very intuitive. It's almost linear. It's easy to figure out, and it's easy to string a series of responses based on certain conditions together. I can't say the same with other platforms out there because most of the other platforms out there are built for programmers or coders. Finally, the ManyChat platform has been used by many small businesses and small to medium scale online publishers. This means that their platform is tried and proven in terms of its ability to produce bots that deliver the results their client base needs. Also, another great thing about this platform is that it was designed from the ground up to help anybody, regardless of their technical skills and regardless of their primary language. Building Facebook Messenger chatbots using ManyChat is quick and easy. It even has templates you could use. The secret sauce to ManyChat is the fact that it has fine-tuned some features that it knows users deploy to recruit new customers. It gives you a wide range of tools so you can attract visitors to your Facebook Messenger, and it gives you tools to possibly convert that person into a buyer. Conclusion. I've given you the inside scoop on the amazing opportunities Facebook chatbot marketing presents. Now is not the time to give in to analysis paralysis. I'm sure this has happened to you because it happens to a lot of people. Analysis paralysis is when you basically refuse to make a decision because you feel that you need to get all the information you need regarding a particular choice. What you're doing is you're simply just buying time. You're just basically covering for your reluctance. Sadly, there is no one piece of information that would finally and fully resolve all issues of risk. Anything worth doing in this life carries a risk. There's no such thing as a guaranteed slam dunk. You can minimize your risk and manage it through insurance as well as with adequate research and diligence, but research can only go so far. At some point, you have to give yourself permission to decide with finality. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. That's the bottom line. To paraphrase Yoda from Star Wars, you either do or you don't. There's no such thing as try. And unfortunately, when you're in analysis paralysis mode, you're just trying to get all the information. You're trying to contain all the risks. You're trying to figure everything out with maximum certainty. That's not going to happen. You have to decide whether you're going to do this. And if you do decide to do it, go all the way. I'm not talking about spending thousands of dollars on custom chatbots, but go all the way in terms of knowing what you need to know, optimizing your results, and eventually getting the results that you're looking for. I wish you nothing but the greatest success with Facebook Messenger chatbot marketing.